Good morning, children. It's time for Children's Story. I have a question for you. So, look what I've got with me. Gloves. Caro syrup, a bucket, and there's rags in the bucket, see? And a little tiny syringe. What do you think those have to do with trusting God? Well, let me tell you. About a week ago, my husband Lowell went out in the backyard and he was looking at the grass because we'd seen a little cat there the day before looking at something, and he found something in the grass. It was a baby squirrel, and it was looking up at him and it was trying to stand up. And so he went and he got the gloves and he put them on and he went to the baby squirrel and he picked it up. Oh my goodness, it's a baby squirrel. He said, we need to save it. And so he asked me to go get the bucket and the rags, and we got those and we put the baby in there. And about that time, we saw something else on the other side of our yard. There was another baby squirrel and it was coming to us. Now these are wild animals, these aren't tame ones. And we'd never seen these squirrels before. But it was coming across the back of our yard, and then it started hopping through the grass, because the grass was very tall for a little baby squirrel. I'll show you.
You could barely walk.
So we got the baby squirrel, the second baby squirrel, and we put it in with the first baby squirrel. And all of a sudden they were climbing all over each other. They were so happy to see each other, and they snuggled because the one was very cold. It had gotten wet by the sprinkler that morning and it was really cold. But they were also looking for something. They were hungry. So we called animal control and we said, what do we do with the baby squirrels? And they said, well, take it back to the tree. But we found out that wasn't going to work because the mama wasn't there anymore. And so we had another number to call, and it was the wild animal people, the Wild Animal Center, and they said, we will send a volunteer to come and get the squirrels. So we called the volunteer, and her name was Angel. And she was like a little angel to the squirrels. She said, get some Caro syrup and put it in warm water and feed that baby squirrel a little tiny bit of the water. And that will make them feel better until I get there. And so we did. And the babies took it right out of the little syringe, and then they curled up and went to sleep until Angel got there. And we thought, okay, now we've taken care of the squirrels. That was fun. 2 days later, up in one of our tall, skinny trees, we heard some funny screeching. And it was like, is that a bird? I don't know what kind of a bird that is. And Lowell said, well, maybe it's a squirrel. A squirrel? Another squirrel? So we looked up there, and I saw one of the branches waving. And sure enough, there was a baby squirrel. And so we said, come on, baby squirrel, come on down. And it would kind of come down a little bit, and then it would go back up, and it would come out on a branch, and it's like, no, you got to go back into the middle of that tree and come down. And it came all the way down, and Lowell went over, and he got his gloves on again, and he held out his hand, and the baby squirrel got right on there. I had run to go get the bucket and to fix some more Caro syrup in the warm water. And I said, how did you get that baby squirrel? And he said, he came right down to me and walked onto my glove. And we were amazed. So I got my phone and I called and I said, Angel, we have another baby squirrel for you. And she said, okay, I'll be right there. So the two little girls and the little boy squirrel got to be rescued and saved. And you know, Jesus wants us to be just like those baby squirrels. He wants us to realize that we really, really need him, and that we will come right to him and stay right there where he can rescue us and he can save us.